Flickin Off, baby. Episode 20. I'm Mark. That's my cousin Jacob. This is Flickin Off. Two cousins. We go over one film each episode, and we'll dip into some other stuff on the side. And at the end, we always do our motherfucking hype train. This last week we did Savages. It's crack-a-lacking on YouTube right now. We actually got a comment from an actual watcher. I don't have his name in front of me, but shout out to him. This week's episode, we are connecting Savages to the actor Benicio del Toro.
That's right.
The great Savage Benicio del Toro.
And just as much as he's a savage in Savages, he is a savage in our pick as well.
He definitely is. He definitely is. He was
a beautiful savage in this movie. So let's go ahead they've already clicked on the thumbnail. They know what it is, right?
So here it is. So we're doing Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. We're doing it because when we first started this podcast, our very first episode, we did a Terry Gilliam film, and that film was 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
And it was our very first episode. We had no fucking clue we were doing, technical difficulties out the wazoo. And a follower, one of our first subscribers, at Lil Golfy, suggested that we do Fear and Loathing, and we didn't know how to handle ourselves then because we weren't really a podcast then. I'd say like episode 20, like we can officially say like this is a podcast, like we're doing this shit.
Yeah.
So Jacob wanted to circle back around and pick Fear and Loathing. He was waiting. He wanted to do it a couple episodes earlier. I think we could have connected it a couple episodes back, but
there's probably a way for sure. There's so many cameos in this movie. It's crazy.
My God, there's a ton. There's a ton. We'll get into all that. We're gonna get into all that. Let me just
go over. So this was your first. You said you had seen this movie in bits and pieces throughout the years, but this was the first time you sat down and just watched the whole thing all the way through. And this. Pun intended, it was a little batshit, right? Little.
One of the wildest things I've ever seen. I mean, honestly, like I cannot. And what's crazy is seeing that it came out in '98. And I remember I was texting Amy, on your birthday, and she texted me back, and she was talking about Fear and Loathing and how badass it was, and I was like, man, I hadn't sat down and watched it yet, but it got me hype. I was like, damn. I mean, like, how have I not seen this movie? I've seen bits and pieces of it. Like, I knew what it was. Never truly sat down and watched it in all of its craziness. I don't even know what to say.
You said, I don't know what genre this is. And I've never even thought about that. Like, obviously you can say comedy, right? It's meant to.
It's meant psychedelic to be satire and dark comedy. That's what I said.
I mean, yes, I'm saying dark comedy. Yeah, dark comedy. I mean, it's not like, Johnny Depp is the perfect casting.
Right. Oh man, he was phenomenal. I mean, him and Benicio together at times, it was a little eerie. It was like, damn, it was like, what were these dudes doing to prep for this role, man? Like, they were wild. This movie was wild. The visuals, I was even telling Amy, are kind of great. They're good for the year that it came out. I felt like it did feel like an old movie. Like last episode, we were talking about how we were watching The Whole Bloody Affair, Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill. We went to theaters, we saw it, but we said, like, even when we were watching it, the only thing that made it feel old were the actors and the actresses. But this film, it had a bunch of that made it feel really old.
It's not just that it's a period piece. It is 27 years old, and it feels it a little bit in a couple
it does.
Scenes. But
it's still a great movie.
I was 18 when this movie came out, 17, 18, depending on what time of the year it came out. and I would have seen it when it came out to video because I was at a friend's house. He was having a party, and he was sitting in his living room watching this movie, like, while he's at a party, and I'm like, "What is this movie, man?" So he tells me about it, and I became a fan of it and bought a VHS copy, and I watched that thing, I mean, all the time when I was, like, that age, like 18, 19. I was watching it constantly.
I remember you
Um,
said something about that when we
it
finished recording last week's episode.
I wasn't aware of, it sent me down the rabbit hole that is Hunter S. Thompson because I didn't know who he was at the time. A lot of people did. My friend who was watching it did, and that's why he was watching it. Plus, he was a fan of Terry Gilliam. But uh, it, for the uninitiated, Hunter S. Thompson is the person who wrote the novel that this story is based on. He's the main character that Johnny Depp plays. So, you're gonna hear us refer to Hunter S. Thompson all throughout this podcast,
Yeah,
right?
he wrote the
So
book that this movie was adapted, from in 1971. It was a
yeah,
19 and I that's another big reason I don't think I ever really sat down and watched it because I was 8 when this movie
and
came out,
and
so
that's when the movie takes place, right? Is in 1971. And Hunter, just really quickly, we'll give a brief little thing here. He does a form of journalism that was called Gonzo journalism, and he was basically like he's the guy, right? He he's the dude that everybody thinks of when they hear that term because he is the guy. And it's a style of reporting where you go and sometimes you don't even report on the actual event that you're supposed to be reporting on that much. You report on the atmosphere, what people are like, what your experience was like, and sometimes it turns into just like this movie is, it turns into a little bit of a statement that's more of a meta statement about the time period that people are living in and what this event says about that, right? Um, and that fascinated me, right? Here's this guy who's doing massive amounts of drugs and going around and writing these crazy articles, and when you learn about him, he had a tumultuous career. I mean, he as you can imagine, like, people who were his managers and stuff were usually not too happy with him. Now,
no, I'm sure.
especially in the early days before he really got all the success from the books like Fear and Loathing, and did a lot of other books, Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail, you
I
know
bet the book goes into more detail than the movie of just, like, how they accumulated the suitcase full of all these psychedelics and stuff, like,
I
um
I've read a few of his books, but I've actually never read this one, but if it's like his other books, I doubt that he does. It's
Really?
probably very much what you get from this movie. Like, when you read his stuff, it's a trip. Like, Terry Gilliam was trying to encapsulate how this guy writes, not just in Johnny Depp's dialogue and his narration, but, like, the structure of the story, how crazy it is, like, that's how he's writing these things, Uh, and that's why people were fascinated. They had never heard or seen anything like this, you know what I mean? Like, I hadn't, at least when I first saw it, and then when I started reading some of his other books. Uh,
No, like, this movie when it came out, it was technically a flop. I read that, and, budget 18.5 million, only did 10.6, 10.11 gross worldwide, I think, but although it bombed financially, it had a kinda Donnie Darko thing going for the whole home video explosion. Just like you said, you bought it on VHS, you watched it over and over and over. I mean,
yes.
so this movie was visually really well done. For 98, I remember when the whole lizard scene happened. I remember thinking about that show, with the
Dinosaurs.
dinosaurs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
and it with the whole aesthetics looked kinda like that, but a little bit more realistic, had, like, a Ninja Turtle vibe going on, the
That's
lizard
one of the
tail.
scenes that sort of because there's a lot of things about this movie that can turn you off, you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh,
It's
man,
not
yeah.
just like a fun, like, let's do drugs movie, it's, like, got a creepy vibe to it, and that's what's realistic about it.
What
Anybody
was the
who's
creepiest for you? Like, the vibe you're talking about? Because mine was the puke. The puke was there was
Oh,
too
well,
much
Amy
puke,
hates
dog.
the puke. I mean, but some of the vibe scenes, I mean, obviously, at the beginning, you got the hitchhiker played by,
Oh,
Tobey
he was
Maguire,
such a weirdo. That was the weirdest Tobey Maguire I've
like
ever seen.
but
That
also they're
thin-ass
creepy
hair.
towards him, like, they really creep him out too, and, like, uh, the Christina Ricci scenes with
Oh,
Benicio
yeah.
del Toro, the Lucy scenes, uh,
What
him trying to, get him to throw the radio in the bathtub when
Oh,
he's
yeah. The
like,
bathtub scene was wild
the
sauce,
dinosaur
man.
scene, the lizard scene you talked about, I remember somebody specifically saying, like, that was the scene they turned this movie off on. They were like, "I got to that lizard scene, I was just like, 'Nah, I'm not watching this movie.'" Like, and I mean,
That is what
obviously, that's
turned
not a person
They
who
wouldn't have
wants
made
to
it
see it,
far
you know what
after
I
the
mean?
lizard
But,
scene.
like, it is crazy, like
It's a wild ride for sure. I mean, if you haven't seen Fear and Loathing Las Vegas, people, go check it out. I put it off for
Yes.
30 years, and I was really shocked at this movie. I mean, it wasn't just the puke, it was the acting for real. It was so, like it was some gritty stuff, man. It was like, that's hard to do, I think, and
Yeah.
it almost makes you think like, were these people like, could you get an actor that's never experienced drugs to play this role? Could you
Well,
'cause
Depp lived with Hunter for, like, I think they said 2 to 3 months when he was getting ready for this role. They
oh,
became
wow.
close friends later after this movie was made, but he came and lived with him, and they, like, the red car, that's
Oh,
Hunter's
wow.
real car, dude. He
Oh,
let him
shit.
borrow it for the movie. Um like, his shirts and stuff that Johnny Depp's wearing, those are the real shirts that he was wearing back in the day
Oh,
that he
wow, I
still
didn't know
had,
that.
and he gave to Johnny Depp to wear for the movie,
Damn, that's some cool shit.
you
I mean,
know?
but what made this book famous? Was it just the wild stories like we saw inside of the film, or was
Well, I
it
think you gotta think it's like it's a counterculture book, right? This is coming out in the early '70s, so you're coming out of the
the
'60s, right?
'60s peace and love era,
But
and
this is different. This is like, uh
it's ending?
he's attacking some of that in a way. He definitely Hunter S. Thompson attacks the hippie culture. Um, Sometimes he speaks about it in really nice ways and other times really harsh ways. Like, I'll go ahead and say it because it's, a big part of the movie. There's a scene in the movie where Johnny Depp, Hunter S. Thompson, is sitting at the typewriter, and there's one of the songs playing from the '60s. This has got a great soundtrack to it, and, like,
It does.
he's narrating, and he's talking about, like, sort of what he's thinking about as he's writing, and he's talking about the '60s and, you know
Madness. I desperately needed the facts.
but he also he says, like, if you look I can't remember, I didn't write it all down, but he's like, "If you have the right kinda eyes and you look on the right day, you could almost see the wave crest and, like, it crash," and he's talking about, like, the end of the hippie movement. He's talking about the end of
It's
where
symbolism. There
people
was a
had
lot of
this
symbolism
this
in those
idea
cutscenes.
that they could change America and change the world through drugs and through hippie culture. And even then, in the early '70s, he was one of the guys like, "That's not happening." Like, he knew, like, the power structure was never gonna let that happen, and the way he writes about things and You know, the way they talk about cops in the movie when they go to the cop convention and stuff, it's crazy, it's wild, it's awesome. It's,
It was like the script was brilliant, and I don't know how much of it was like completely and 100% adopted from the novel, but the writing, like some of the stuff that Hunter S. Thompson, Johnny Depp's character he's portraying says in the movie is really like it's almost like poetic ramble. It's
Yes.
like it's very like it's not
Dude,
a loose thought.
that's what his writing is like. It's like a stream of consciousness kind of like you said, there's like a poetic quality to it, but it also just sounds like the ramblings of a madman sometimes.
Right.
It's like crazy, like but
I enjoyed a lot of that. That's like when
that's
he
what
was
made it popular. You were asking like what would have made it rise to prominence. And I think this was a project like in the 80s, Bill Murray played Hunter S. Thompson in a movie called Where the Buffalo Roam.
Oh, really?
And it's nowhere near as good of a movie as this. It's an
Oh,
interesting
yeah.
movie. Uh, and it's fun, especially if you like Hunter S. Thompson and you like Bill Murray and stuff. It's an interesting movie. But, you know, Hunter S. Thompson even said, like, Johnny Depp, like, it was scary how much he nailed it. Like, this was how it was supposed to be. Like,
I wrote down so many notes on his acting, watching this movie, like, just his mannerisms were awkward, and
yeah.
it made me feel weird, like, it made me uncomfortable at times, man, like, when you
And his
see
voice, the way he
and his voice, and
speaks
he's
is
telling you all the drugs that he's taking in a very
yeah,
poetic, rambling way, and you gotta catch it, like, you really gotta pay attention to this movie. I caught myself doing that, like, really paying attention to the dialogue. Terry Gilliam really got in his bag for this one. Um, it's a wild fucking movie, man. It's like
yeah.
one of the wildest things I've ever seen. One thing that really fucking threw me off that I wanna talk about is the bellhop scene where you see I think his name is Michael Falcone. Is that his name, or Kevin Falcone?
Chris
The
Maloney? You
Chris
talk
Maloney, my bad, yeah.
Yes,
Chris
yes.
Maloney from Law& and Order Special Victims Units, guys. He plays
He's
this,
also
like
in Harold and Kumar.
I
It's
didn't know
great.
oh,
Yeah.
I do know about that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do know
yeah.
about that. But this was like, I'm 8 years old when this movie came out, so to
Yes,
see him do
yes.
something that no one my age, I think, outside of this movie has seen, like, I don't wanna say was he what kinda person did he portray? It was like this, I wanna say flamboyant, but
Yeah, yeah,
was
he
he like
wasn't
one of
I mean, we
those
don't know if he was
nightclub
gay or
people?
not, but it was playing as, like, a flamboyant guy, and he was a worker at the hotel. He was like a
He was a
check-in
bellhop.
clerk or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, or a clerk, but I was trying to figure out, like, what kind of person or character he was portraying, like, it was just the camera work from Terry Gilliam is insane, man, the way he zooms in, like, he'll take one cut, like, from a frame of a scene and zoom in completely at a completely different angle,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
but it's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
same frame.
Like, up on somebody's face,
Like,
like,
or up
right
under
like
their
like,
chin while they're
yeah.
talking, or and it's really wild to see for this movie when he's portraying all of the
Yeah.
drug use and whatnot, like, it's
Especially in that scene because it cuts to, like, what Christopher Maloney's character
is really
wants to say
thinking.
to the cop,
Yeah,
and,
like,
so it changes the camera perspective to let the audience know, like, this is
I
what
thought it
he's
was
thinking,
John
you know?
Hamm for a split second. For a split second, I was like, "Is that John Hamm?
Young John Hamm,
Is that young John
yeah.
Hamm?" Like, no, that's not him, like,
Yeah.
and I
No,
had
it
to look
was
it up.
funny because back when I was like I hadn't watched this in a while because, like I said, I sort of burnt this movie out for a while. I
Right.
watched it over and over, right? And, back then, I wouldn't have known who half of these cameos were. I would have
Yeah, I
only
mean,
known a couple
honestly,
of them, and so now it was really interesting to go back and watch it because it's like, there's a laundry list of them. Like,
dude,
I
Cameron
mean,
Diaz kinda blew me away too when I saw her. I was like,
Vern
"Damn, was this."
Troyer is in there.
Oh yeah, Vern Tro Yo, did I was gonna ask, did Cameron Diaz do something about Mary, or, um, The Mask before this
Yes.
was she did?
Mask was
Okay.
94 and Something About Mary was somewhere in
So I
that
think The
same
Mask was her
range.
first big film. I think
Okay,
that's what
yeah.
but it was
I
wild
can't
to see
remember what
her
her yeah.
in, who was at the end where he, like, almost hits her with the phone? Like, she's, like, barking like a dog at him because the lawyer's feeding her drugs, and they're in
Oh,
the suite
Christina
with the
Ricci.
Christina Ricci's in
Yeah,
this. She plays
Christina
a
Ricci.
crazy role, like,
Yeah, let me
fucking
look at my
wild, bro.
list. We already said, uh oh my gosh. Well, we said Tobey Maguire. Katherine Hellman, a lot of people wouldn't know her unless you're a big fan of Terry Gilliam. She's in Brazil, and she's also in 12 Monkeys. Mark
Ellen
Harmon from
Garland.
what's that?
Oh, did we say that at the same time? I said
Huh?
Ellen Garland.
No, no. I was saying
Ellen
Mark Harmon.
Barkin.
Ellen
Ellen
Barkin.
Barkin, the
Yes.
the waitress.
Y
She was smoking hot in this film, and look, just to, like,
Another
nitpick,
creepy scene. That's another creepy
that is
scene
a
with
creepy scene, but
Benicio.
just to nitpick that scene, I don't think a woman like that would be working at a diner. That was my only quarrel with casting. I'm just saying, like, she was smoking hot, bro. There's no way a woman like that's at a fucking, like, I don't know how it was back in the 70s though, so maybe that could have been possible. But in today's world, there's no diner waitress looking like that, bro. Come on now. Get it together, Terry. No, I'm just playing, but
So
she's
some other
smoking hot
ones,
in there.
you got Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller, Lyle Lovett, Flea. Flea was in a scene. Gary
The bass
Busey.
guitarist?
Yeah.
Flea from
Yeah, he's the dude. There's a flashback with Johnny Depp in the 60s where he's in a nightclub, right? And Hunter S. Thompson is actually in that scene. But Johnny Depp goes in the bathroom and he spills this powdered LSD on his shirt, and a guy comes in and starts licking it off of his sleeve. That's Flea.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Um, Gary Busey was a cop in this. Uh, Michael Jeter, Harry Dean Stanton, Jeanette Goldstein. Yeah, so
It was a
massive.
lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people in there. But none of them overpowered or overshadowed the brilliant performances from Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro, man. Like, that car scene was another really cool scene. I really enjoyed when they're, like, completely fucked up and it's closed up on the puke he's thrown up on the side of the car, and they drive up
Yes.
beside the older folks.
They're messing with
They're
other, like,
yeah,
yeah,
and they're,
people
like,
on the road.
lit. They're, like,
Yes.
Christmas tree lit. Like,
Dude, it's crazy. There's,
it's it
apparently Benicio del Toro, he gained 40 pounds for this role. And
oh, yeah.
after this role, he had trouble getting roles for a couple months because people legitimately thought, like, he went off the deep end or something. They were like, "Nah,
Oh,
this guy, like,
wow.
cracked or something," but he was fine. He was just acting really good,
Really
like
good, yeah.
I mean, because he's wild in this too. I mean, it's not just Johnny Depp. Benicio, this is what made me fall in love with Benicio del Toro. I mean, he gave other great performances, but me personally, I watched this one so much. It's just like what they're
Sicario's what
both
made me love
doing.
him.
I can't imagine being a person who is completely straight edged and been that way their entire life and they see this film. I don't know what they would make of it. I don't I mean, because even people who have dabbled in taking drugs may not know what to make of this film. It's not like this is what
Yeah.
happens when you smoke a joint or whatever, right? It's
Well,
like
and it wasn't mostly
they've
about
got a
marijuana.
suitcase full of
Yeah.
all kinds of
I mean, let me pull
substances.
I wrote down every drug that they listed in here. It's LSD,
Yeah.
fucking ether. Never heard of that. I had to Google that one. Mescaline, I had to Google that one, which is like some
It
uh
it
old
comes from,
thousand
like,
age thing you
cactus
get
and
out of a cactus.
peyote,
Yeah.
yeah, mhm.
Yeah. And then this one was a doozy for me. It's when he said Adrian Chrome. or something?
Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome, there
And
you go.
adrenochrome is actually
It's
made up.
fake.
He
Yeah,
made this
like
up, like,
right.
Hunter has done this before. He has, like, yeah. Anyway,
It's like,
people
what
should
the
go
fuck,
and
dude?
learn about Hunter S.
It's
Thompson and read about him because there's so many funny stories. I can't get too off track because I could sit here and do that all day.
well, when I googled adrenochrome, it's basically it's a real thing. It's like your body produces it when it burns off adrenaline. Is
Yeah.
is adrenochrome is what that molecule, but you if you did it, it wouldn't be like what it was in the movie.
You're not,
This
like, harvesting adrenal
you're not gonna
glands
your
from
friend's not gonna
people
turn
and,
into a
like
demon and like
yeah,
start
yeah,
dancing and dress in front of you. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like then it was just cocaine, marijuana, and lots of alcohol. And one of the craziest scenes, and I don't even know if we said his name yet, Gary fucking Busey scene.
Yes, I did just
You
I
said his
briefly
name?
said it, yeah.
That was such a weird scene. I didn't know if it really happened. Like, did he really
I don't know
like
if he really got pulled over or not, I mean, a lot
no,
of
no,
this
no.
stuff.
I'm talking about did he really have to please that officer to did he have to kiss the
Oh, I don't
officer?
think so. I don't think
That
so.
was made up, right? He was hallucinating.
Well, I don't know, but what I do know about that is that Gary Busey ad-libbed that line. It wasn't in the script. The whole thing about kissing, that's just how crazy Gary Busey is, and Terry Gilliam liked it. When Hunter S. Thompson saw it, he was like, "Where the fuck did that come from?" He didn't like it, but then
I didn't like it either. I was like, what the
after
fuck?
watching it a few times, he thought it was funny too, so he was like, "No, I think it's cool. I'm glad it's in there because it makes it even,
I did not
more, like,
like it.
menacing."
It
Like
was way off tone. You like to use that word a lot. Way off tone for me, dude. Like that's not and then when he
well, there's
drives
a
away,
menacing tone to this movie, and that's sort of what that gives off. Like, it gives off, you know it's
that
called
was
Fear
too
and Loathing for a reason, right? Like
yeah, I mean, I guess, but
yeah.
7.5 on IMDb, guys. We didn't say that yet.
And this
Hard to
is
do,
one,
man.
you've been
7.5,
asking
I'd
me to
say.
say what I think. Like, I think this is a fair rating. Like, there's a time in my life where maybe I would have given this higher, but I think 7.5 is really fair for this movie. And
I mean,
it's
critics were
another one.
split on it. Like everything you read critic wise back in the 90s, complete
Yeah.
split. But the audience is, and this is why we like IMDb so much. I mean, is it's all user ratings, man. So you ask 75% of 100 people about Fear and Loathing that have seen it, they're gonna say, yeah, it's a great movie. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna say like I don't even know if you can call it a movie. It's more of like a middle finger to American culture, like you said, the counterculture, the symbolism with all the drug use and the cut scenes in the elevator or at the desk and the people were getting so frustrated that they checked in late, like it's their fault that they lost the room, but they're losing their minds at like, you know what I mean? Like little tidbits like that. And the way it was shot, I think is what really honed in this cult following from this film. Because watching it, like we were just talking about these close-ups from the same frame, but at a different angle, like
Yeah.
it's really well thought out directing and it works. He shoot the ether scene when they're walking in the casino with all the
Ooh.
clowns and
Yeah,
the
the
poetic
circus,
rambling
yeah.
of what that drug is and what it does to you and
Yeah.
it's it's wild. It's sometimes he would say things and I felt concerned. Like I felt concerned. I did. Like
Yeah.
I was like, is this real? Like, did he really do this? Like, because
Yeah.
it almost doesn't seem possible, like, to do the amount and the pace
Yeah.
at the amount that he was doing. I mean,
I mean, when they go to the second hotel, the nice hotel, and
with
Johnny
the
Depp
pink carpet
Johnny
at the
Depp
suite.
wakes up, and there's, like, a couple of inches of liquid on the floor, and he has, like, a microphone taped to his
Oh
face
yeah,
and,
that's
like, the thing, and, like, he's trying to play back and figure out, like, all the craziness that happened from the night before, and it's just showing you flashes, and it's
Yeah.
like it's a brilliant way to do a montage, but also it's like, the state of the place is just, like,
It's
insane. It's like, how could you do this much damage to a place? Like and
like,
they're
how did they
always,
get
like, ducking and dodging, right? They're always, like, ducking out of these places and getting out of, like, a huge bill and, like, so it's sort of like it's not just the crime of doing the drugs, it's like crime on multiple levels, like
yeah, like
and, like, it and even Johnny Depp is trying to talk Benicio del Toro down from what could be human trafficking at one point,
yeah,
like,
like
it's just like, how insane can this get, right,
it
Uh,
got pretty insane. It was pretty I think an hour into the film, I I I kept catching myself guessing the ending, like how they were gonna end this. Like, how can you end this? Like,
yes,
and it was in a really fun way, and I enjoyed it a lot. Cause
yes.
the ending, I don't know what that song was, but dude, I started dancing because I was like, dude, I remember hearing that song growing up. Like, it's a famous song. Like,
I think
um,
it's Rolling Stones' "Jumpin' Jack Flash" they end on. "Jumpin' Jack Flash,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah." Yeah,
I mean, dude, it's 100% Americana. I mean,
yeah,
this is a crude, wild American film. I mean, and when you it's hard to say comedy for me. I wrote dark comedy for a reason, but I don't even want to say that it's dark comedy because, like you said, there's so much crime on so many different levels, especially Christina Ricci's scene like that. I mean, like, could you imagine if you woke up in a suite and somebody was doing that to a female, like, and she's like acting like a
yeah.
fucking dog, dude? Like I remember he takes the phone call and she comes up behind him and kind of startles him, and he turns around and like swings on her with the phone
Yeah.
because he's like, "Yo, this bitch is like," because he knows like Benicio just been feeding her drugs this whole time,
I mean,
like
and that's what's wild, like, you don't see that kinda stuff in movies, like, it's
ever, Jacob,
and,
ever.
like, the
Like, you don't see it ever.
yeah, it
Which
was
is which makes sense why the books were so popular, I think,
yeah,
like, I mean,
and
if you're telling stories like that
it's meant to be fantastical, right? Did he go there and do a lot of drugs with this guy and cover this race? Yes, he did. Like, that did happen, and they did have lots of adventures, but, people have tried to get him to answer, like, how much of it is exactly true, and, like, you know, it this guy has been known for taking massive amounts of drugs for, the latter half of his life, so, uh it's not impossible, but some of it is definitely sensationalized. There's no doubt about it. It's gotta be, right? Or
I
they'd
mean,
probably be
yeah,
in jail
dude.
somewhere.
Well, dead. There's no fucking way in my mind, like, I caught myself, like, checklisting everything that he was doing in the movie, like, and then in my mind, I'm just like, for one, it takes a very risky person to mix that many drugs together. Like, if you are someone that does drugs and you're mixing them together, that's like something, I think that's like a mental issue there. It's like, because that's wrong. That's a danger. This could potentially be the end.
Yeah,
And but not only that, I think like the movie really honed in on the psychedelics of all of the drug use that was going on. They really honed in with the way they filmed it visually, and like all those dark, crazy scenes were with the hallucinogens, so to speak.
yeah,
And that's what really made this movie split for a lot of people, and it's what made it the cult classic that it is too. And that's what makes great film, is something that is confrontational, something that people see and you get a very split opinion on it. Like, certain folks might just turn this off simply because there's a beer in the car, or not, let
yeah.
alone like you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, filmmakers say stuff like this all the time, but, like, you can't make art for everyone, right? And so, this has a select audience, but the people who like it and really get it, and,
Yeah, man,
like
shout out Lil Golfy for the comment, brother, and
yes.
the follow and
Yes,
keeping up
and
if
I'm
you are
glad we
keeping
could
up. We're
get
gonna
back around to it, and hopefully it'll spur some other people to, make some suggestions. We do our thing and we link it up, but who knows? We might get around to it. So throw
Yeah,
them out
again,
there.
guys, I mean, look, this is Flicking Off. Every episode, we're gonna link a movie to the next, however the fuck we want. It's your job to figure it out. If you can figure it out and comment on the video, the next movie we're doing, all you have to do is be subscribed, like the video, and comment your guess, the movie, and we will send you $100, however the fuck we want. We don't think you're gonna do it, um, but we like suggestions too. We got a comment, on last week's episode, Savages. Um, but we don't get too much engagement right now. We're still a little baby podcast. But
Yeah.
still, if you are listening to us and you want us to do a film, drop it in the comment section. I mean, me and Jacob read it religiously. So, I mean, anytime I get an alert, like that's the first thing I check on my phone. So, yeah, just pop in the comment and we'll fucking give it a go, man. And what's wild is, and what I was telling Jacob earlier is, I think I even said it in the beginning of the show. We're circling back to the director that we chose for the first episode on our
Yes.
20th. And we didn't even really try. I don't think. I don't know if Jacob did that intentionally,
No,
but
I really didn't. It was really just, uh, when it got to Benicio. There were a couple of tough picks because we had Travolta in Savages, so that was like,
there,
there's,
it's a
some directions you could go with something like somebody like Travolta. But anyway, I decided to go Benicio, and I'm glad I did.
It was a
Um,
good flicking off pick. That was a
yeah,
big reason I chose Savages, was because it could go anywhere, like
yeah,
anywhere you can think of. That was a movie, and this one too. This one
yeah.
too. This one is like, holy shit! I'm having trouble thinking about the next link right now. Um,
I'm looking through my notes right now just to see what other kind of stuff. Uh, Apparently, Scorsese and Oliver Stone, which is interesting because he directed Savages, both tried to get this film off the ground, but were unsuccessful, I guess,
I
and
wonder
moved
how
on.
Terry pulled it off. Do you got any
I
backstory
think
about that?
I really don't, but honestly, I mean, think about it. You're coming off the success of 12 Monkeys. That was a big box office hit.
It was. We
And
talked
the
about it.
studio had wanted this for a while. If you look at Gilliam's filmography, especially his early stuff before 12 Monkeys and his Monty Python stuff, it's like this guy can create visually a unique look that nobody else is gonna give this thing. And, like,
And he
it's
did.
like,
He did.
we need somebody who's gonna make this look really trippy and really cool and, really menacing and dark and, who can do that? Like, if I was trying to think of a guy, I would hope I'd be smart enough to think of Terry Gilliam because he was the perfect guy to do it.
I think so too. I mean, like I was thinking
Like,
about
can you
that.
imagine Scorsese directing this? I mean, come on. It's
It'd be
not that
too
I don't like
serious.
Scorsese, but yeah, what are you gonna
He
I
does a
mean
lot of slow panning. There's no need for slow panning in this film. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, uh no, this was I think this movie, for me, I really enjoyed it for the craziness. It gave me a lot of different feelings, and it's wild. Again, I gotta keep saying this. I know I'm hammering this nail, but visually stunning for the year that you see attached to this film,
Yeah,
1998. And then you
yeah,
see the movie, even with the lizard tail at the end, like,
yeah.
like that was crazy. The like when Benicio turned into a devil and he's like feeding him cocaine off a fucking combat knife, like that was fucking crazy. Like
Yeah,
it's it's some wild shit, man. It's like,
yeah.
and I almost eh, I never heard any of my family talk about this movie. I never went to a party, somebody was watching it. I always remember going to Video Update with my mom and just seeing the cover. And
Yeah.
I always thought, like, is this like a B movie, like a horror film? Like,
What
I
is
think they
this?
even
Yeah.
had it in the horror film section. I don't think this was in I think it was in the horror film section because I
Well, they
remember
somebody at your store messed up, but yeah, that it,
right. I don't look, I just remember seeing it even as I got older as a teenager, I'd go in Hollywood Video or Blockbuster, and it would be at the forefront of an
yeah.
aisle. Like, and I saw it this week, and I understand why. It was really that's hard to do. That's hard to do in film, and we gotta give our flowers to Terry Gilliam as a director, and I mean, because sometimes I even see online, like, not too many people give Terry Gilliam flowers, or as many flowers as they might give another director, but, dude, the way he filmed this movie and when we did 12 Monkeys, I mean, and his hands were in all those puppet movies too. He had a lot of the what was the puppet movie that came out that he did, it it had puppets in the movie, and it had I can't think of it. It was in the '80s. Um,
But not Time Bandits
Not Time
or
Bandits, no. I can't think of it right now. I can't think of it right now. Probably have to
okay.
edit that out. Fucking A. No, it was a crazy watch. I wasn't expecting any of that. Like, any of that.
Yeah.
I even remember reading, like, what it was about before watching it, just like the actual synopsis, and it just says, "A journalist goes on a drug-bidden vacation to Las Vegas," or
Yeah.
something, and then you're like, "Okay, that's
Yeah.
it?" Like, and then you turn it on, you're like, "Whoa, they weren't lying," like, it
Yeah.
really, like, the
It's not a guy
synopsis
sitting by the pool sipping margaritas and, like,
yeah.
because you could read that and think, "Yeah, what is this?" You know what I mean? Like, you really don't know what that is. You don't
You
know
really
what
forget
you're in
he's a
for.
journalist. I wanna say, like, 20 minutes into the film. Like, I mean, like, you forget his whole fucking, like, reason. Um,
Yeah.
and him being an attorney, I think that was a stab at, uh, that that part of it too. I mean, like, he's like, "As your attorney, I recommend you go into the brown bottle and take a dab." Like, fucking
Well, he
like,
really
what?
did have a friend who was an attorney, for those who don't know, like, he had a former friend, and he didn't wanna use his real name at the time. He's since, people know who it is. It's this guy, I think it's Oscar Zeta, um, but, eh, you know, what that guy's character is and what he is in real life, I can't imagine he's that crazy, right? He was an attorney
Well,
that
yeah.
that he knew, and they were friends, and this guy did, like, civil rights law and stuff. He was a wild guy, he partied, they did drugs together.
Well, it's like you said, like, we don't know how far or what really was truth and what really was for the movie, for the book, you know?
Yes.
So, but that's what I think makes it the mystery of it all is I could see it being like creating a gem for someone, so to speak, because of
Yeah.
all the question marks. But it's it you gotta see this movie if you haven't. I mean, I'm glad Jacob picked it. I'm glad I watched it and I can say that I've seen it. I mean, this was is a collage of craziness. Like,
Yes. This is
it's
another one, I could do 2 podcasts on this. There's so much to talk about.
for
I
real.
don't think I wanna look one more time and just make sure there's nothing that I'm like, "Oh, I gotta get this out there." I don't think, uh, Lil Golfy, if there was something I didn't talk about that you're into in this movie, my bad,
Yeah,
bro.
Lil Goffy, if you got something else you want to talk about, let us know,
Oscar
baby.
Zeta Acosta, that was the real attorney's name. So, yeah, oh, here's something people should do. Go watch the documentary Gonzo about Hunter S. Thompson. It's a great documentary. It really fills you in on what you need to know about this guy. You should watch it, Mark. It's a really good documentary. Johnny Depp's in it because it was made in I don't know the year, but I wanna say, like, '05-ish, so about 7 years after this movie came out, and it's got a 7.6 on IMDb. It's a really good documentary. It's called Gonzo, so
I
go
just
check
want
that
to
out.
really quickly shout out to Ellen Barkin one more time. I'm a huge fan of yours. If you ever want to link up, just direct message at our YouTube account, Flickin Off. Just wanted to say that real quick for all the listeners out there. Maybe Ellen Barkin's listening. We don't know. You know,
Hell yeah.
I don't
Hell
know,
yeah.
but just want to
Hell
let you know,
yeah.
girl. If you're feeling like you want to hop on and say something, you let us know. Okay, we'll take your call.
Speaking of hopping on, dude, I hear something in the distance.
What? It's that motherfucking hype train! Bam! Bam, bam,
Hell
baby!
yeah,
I heard
hell
it
yeah.
too. I heard it too. All right, I gotta. Monza
You
could
gotta
just.
go first this time, 'cause
All right.
I'm coming in unprepared, but I told you I had a surprise for you, so I'm just gonna use my surprise as sort of like my hype train.
Well,
So
I if you got a surprise for me, cousin, I got a surprise for you because coming out January 2026 in a theater near you is the Kids Bop Live, the concert movie, baby. Hell yeah, 2026 concert film family music documentary style kids bop, baby. If you grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s, you know what kids bop is. You've seen the infomercials in between Nickelodeon Junior, in between Nick at Night, in between Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, whatever the fuck you were on, you saw Kids Bop. For the listeners, if you don't know what Kids Bop is basically a it's a CD of music that was completely and utterly popular at a certain time period, and they would release CDs on infomercials. You could buy it at local record stores too, I'm sure. Maybe they had like a department store exclusive, like you could only buy it at Walmart. But basically, it was famous songs from that year that the album would drop, and they would get kids. They would buy the rights to the songs, and they would get kids, and the kids would sing the songs in a very G rated
rated,
family way.
yeah, they do kids versions of the song.
Right. They do kids versions of adult songs. And just for the nostalgia of this film and this episode, and as a slight joke to my cousin Jacob, I had to go with this one.
I
Kids
was like,
Bop
"You're
Live.
trolling the hype train, that's awesome." Like
Bro, we're gonna keep it rolling. I mean, look, if we're gonna do a hype train every episode, I gotta do stuff like this. There's, yeah, we're burning through all of the shit that's coming out.
We both got an unconventional hype train because when I looked at my notes, I got down to the hype train portion and just realized I wrote hype train and didn't actually even do a bit. So
Didn't even write shit. But let me just get back. What it is,
yeah,
it's a filmed Kids Bop live concert mixing. It's gonna have live performances of kid-friendly covers of current pop hits in 2026, crowd shots, sing-along moments, choreography, light behind the scenes footage, rehearsals, tour life, dream big vibes. Because for the listeners out there, look, I know you might think Kids Bop is corny, but it's actually $1 million business. Like they've turned this thing into concerts. They sell a lot of these records. It's a lot of streaming money that goes into this. I mean, they're popular. If we got
and now
listeners out
these
there,
people are parents, so they're doing it for their
right?
kids. They're passing it on to their kids.
Exactly. I mean, there's no plot, there's no conflict, just kids absolutely sending it to sanitize pop songs. They're killing it. Okay, I've seen some of the previews. I'm gonna drop the trailer below. Y'all go check that out. The
Uh,
performers is just gonna be a rotating cast of the official Kids Bop kids. They age out, new kids cycle in. I did read that, so I did a little bit of studying about this. I was ready for the hype train today. There'll be an occasional hype man / announcer energy going on during the show and the movie, which makes it even funnier to analyze seriously. Like, I mean, the fact that
They're
they
gonna
got
have
like a
what? A what?
they're gonna have like an announcer, like,
Oh, okay,
like
yeah.
a hype man come
Yeah,
out
yeah,
and,
yeah, like a
like,
MC that's
"And
gonna
next
yeah,
up, we got this," like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
box office, the budget is super low. Come on, guys, they're filming a concert.
yeah.
Their box office expectations are modest for sure. The real money is made in the licensing and the branding. And for all the Kids Bop fans that exist, because there are parents out there that are, religious or, just super dominant over what their kid is exposed to. And we at Flicking Off totally understand that. And it's why it's on this motherfucking hype train. We are down with Kids Bop, and Kids Bop is down with us. So, I mean, I just love it. I wanted to pick it. And that's my hype train. Kids
Sponsor
Bop
us, Kids Bop.
live
Sponsor us.
2026, baby, coming to a theater near you. So yeah.
Alright, hold on to your
Bang,
seat.
motherfucker. Let me
Hold
hit
on to
that
your
train one
seat.
more time. To fucking horn, baby. Yeah.
Hold on to your seat, 'cause I got something for you.
All right.
Got something for you.
Oh shit. I
Got the
hate you low
Dogma
key though.
I got the Dogma Steelbook here from
That's
Lionsgate
dope.
Limited, right? 25th anniversary,
Are they sold
okay?
out?
I don't if they are, I think they're gonna do another run in January, but the regular 4K release is supposedly the same discs as this release.
Well, so I
This
gotta
just
check
has
it.
a
I gotta
different
ask you,
booklet.
did you watch it? Did you watch for the green lighter?
Okay, that's what I came to see. This is the surprise, brother.
Holy shit. I am.
So
What did you find out?
so at the beginning of this film is the animated View Askew logo, which is what we saw in the theater for the 25th anniversary release. That is
Right.
not on the regular release. So I know what's on this disc is what we saw, and that's what he claims. There's no green lighter in here, man.
In the diner scene?
The only green lighter that's in this movie is Janine Garofalo early in the film, just like I talked about in our Dogma episode. It is baffling. I really don't know what to make of it. I just will let it lie as it is what it is. We had our experience. We already discussed it. If you haven't, if you're
No.
a fan, you need to go and listen to our Dogma episode if you haven't, right? And
Yeah, listeners, if
you're
if
gonna
you
get
wanna.
the skinny on what we're actually talking about right now, the green lighter scene.
So it's
So
not in there. It's not in the diner.
it's
It's
not
not.
in here. Now, I even did a little bit more research, right? Because Kevin has been doing more press now that this came out last week, right?
Right.
He said when the movie was being re-released for the 25th anniversary, did he ever consider putting in other scenes? And he said, I considered it, but at the end of the day, I said the film needs to stay the same. And so he didn't put in any additional footage.
So then that's not what we saw at theaters. It can't be.
So, well, dude, here's what I'm gonna offer up to you, right?
Okay.
Your whole thing was how this was almost like not just a serendipitous thing, but like a quasi like wink from God, right?
Yeah, I'm
So
like
we
sweating
saw
right now.
something in there that isn't in there. And we both say
But
we
we
saw it,
saw it.
and we swear we saw it,
We
but it's
fucking
n
I know what
it
I saw. I know what I fucking saw.
I know,
Dude,
but
Kevin Smith,
I know, I'm
please.
just
Kevin
telling you.
Smith, hear my cry as I cry out to you from this beloved microphone on Flicking Off. Please, please, Kevin Smith, reach out to us and get this cleared up. Cause I saw
It was
green.
on set somewhere because Janine had it, but the
I
only
saw
other
Jay
lighter you
with it.
see in the movie is the one that, Kevin has, which is the Nails Zippo, the one that says
I
Nails on it,
refuse to
and it's a
accept
Zippo.
this. I refuse to accept this. I'm
I
not going to accept this.
I
I
I
know what I saw. I
If
saw
you
Jay.
find it, I really want you to timestamp it and send it to me, and I will feel like an idiot because I watched my DVD copy for our Dogma episode looking for it, and now I have the 4K Blu-ray digital HD copy.
I
I've got them
saw
all,
Jay
and
playing with
I can't.
I don't
It's
wanna
not
talk about
there.
it anymore, but
It's
Kevin
not.
Smith, please, please, I'm gonna put it in the description of this episode as well. I might even at Kevin Smith or find him on YouTube or something, but this has to get answered, and it has to get answered now because Jay had a green crack lighter in the diner, and when he was giving dialogue, I saw him
See,
with
I
it.
remembered it in the forest scene. There's a scene where they're sitting around a campfire, and it's Chris Rock, Bethany,
I
Jay, and
remember it
Silent
was in
Bob,
that
and
scene
he's
too.
rolling a joint, and I could have swore I saw him using it in that scene, and we talked about that in the episode, and I thought for sure when I got this copy, it was gonna
Right.
be there. I thought for sure,
I
dude.
thought you were gonna
Thought I was gonna tell you, like, here's the time, and I was gonna give you the exact time, like, when you get it, this is it. It's not there, dude. I can't find it. Which in
dude,
a
you've
way is even more interesting because then it means something to us. I meant to actually grab the lighter because I have the lighter in the other room, but
I
you
hope
know,
I run into Kevin Smith one day. That is gonna be he's not even gonna know what to think because that's gonna be the immediate first
he's
thing that
gonna be
comes out of
like,
my
"What
mouth.
is this madman talking
Yeah.
about?"
I'm like, Kevin Smith? Oh my God, dude, I totally gotta ask you something. And I know it's gonna sound crazy,
If you mention
but
lighter in Dogma, he's gonna say, "Oh, you mean the nails lighter?" No, no, not
no,
the nails.
not a
Different.
nails lighter. It was a green crack lighter. I don't want to talk about it. What's your hype train, Jacob?
That's it, dude. So
That's your
that's my
fucking
hype
hype
train
train.
because I don't have a hype train. So what it
Nah,
is,
you're good. No,
the
it's all right. Fucking that's a
Dogma
good
came out
that
December
was
9th.
good for the
It's actually I've been seeing posts on Reddit that it's been at Walmart. So if you want the 4K copy, the regular non-steelbook version, it's a beautiful cover, dude. It's like
oh, it looks
black and
beautiful.
it's awesome, dude. So they're both awesome copies to have, no matter which one you get. They both
My
have
brother
the
Ridge sent me a text. He told me he had bought it. He showed me a picture of the same thing you're holding up. Y'all are just
yeah.
rubbing it in my face right now. Um, well, damn, that was good material. Was not
Yes.
expecting that at all.
Yes.
Um,
So, I supposedly, just another little tidbit, I'll throw this out there. Here's another long hype train. Kevin Smith has had projects in the past he said he's going to make, and then they don't end up happening. And then he's had
yeah.
stuff he says he's going to make, like Tusk, and a year later it comes out. You know what I mean? So, like, you never know. But he claims after all the hype and success of this 25th anniversary of Dogma, he found a way in his head to get back into the script, and he wrote a sequel to Dogma, and he wants to make it. Now, I don't know whether it'll happen or not, but he's done a lot of sequels to his movies in the past. Now, this is one of his most beloved movies. I'd hate for it to be a crap sequel, but either way, I don't care. I'd go and watch
Kevin
it. I'd
Smith
have to
does
see
not
it.
miss on sequels. Kevin Smith sequels are good. They are good sequels. Let me
Yes.
Clerks 2
Well,
was
the internet will argue with
phenomenal.
you. The
Let me
it'll
just say,
be
hold
like
on,
the
for the
battle.
listeners
It'll
out
be
there
like the battle
screaming,
in Clerks 2 between Randall
no, no, no,
and
no. For everyone screaming on YouTube watching this, if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Music, dude, that Clerks 2 was a brilliant movie.
dude. There's so many
Brilliant.
iconic scenes in Clerks 2. I hate the
Clerks
hate that
2,
it gets.
that is my favorite Kevin Smith film of all time. Of
I
all
gotta go
time.
original. Or
Well, you grew
Dogma.
up with the
Dogma
original.
is
I
like
grew up with 2. When I was
yeah,
introduced to Clerks, it was 2.
2.
And then I
Okay,
discovered Jay and
Clerks.
Silent Bob
Yeah,
and Dogma. And
yeah.
so the first Kevin Smith film I ever saw was Clerks 2. And it just was so good. It's so funny. It's
Jay
when
does
they
the tuck from Silence of the Lambs.
yeah. And he does the
Dude,
Lord of the
that's
Rings. He's like, I'll give you the 3 movies right now. Here's the
oh,
first.
yeah,
And he
the Randall
walks.
that's the scene I was talking about. That scene
Yeah.
is yes. That scene is Dude, I just pulled that up on YouTube to play for somebody, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, because I was like, "You gotta see this scene." Uh,
It's hilarious. Another favorite Randall scene, Randall in 3, when he wakes up in the hospital and he's got the nurse and he's talking about the ending to The Mandalorian, the Disney series, Star Wars feature show. It was like the first like spin-off series for Star Wars. And at the end, Luke Skywalker shows up in the spaceship and he's talking about, like, he's describing the whole last episode to her. And I just thought, man, Kevin Smith really knows how to hit nerds in their heart, dude. Like, for people that follow that shit and like really get excited for it, like, that's how they are about it. Like, they're like, and then who fucking busted through the door but Luke motherfucking Skywalker from Return of the Jedi form, like busting his way. Like, the way he's talking about it is just, we love you, Kevin.
I gotta give another shout out to Red State. Uh, that movie is a different movie from Kevin Smith. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen that one. No,
Dude,
I
you should
might go watch
watch
that and
it.
fall asleep right now.
It was one of the first ones. It's like, it's sort of like a little bit of a horror, but not really. And people are like, "Oh, this is different." Like, and
Right.
you got to watch it and tell me what you think about it. I'm not going to spoil
I think
anything.
I'll go do that tonight. I'll go do that tonight. I just want to give another shout out before we go. Right here, Flicking Off. Ellen Barkin, I love you. You were great in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and I wish you could serve me pancakes at a diner. That's all I'm gonna say. Flicking Off, baby. I'm Mark. That's Jacob. This is episode 20. We gave you the hype train. This episode, we did Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Next episode, we are gonna link that movie to another movie. It is your job to figure it out. Like we said, we're going to link it some way, shape, or form. Actor, director, any fucking way we can think of. We will link this film to another, and it's your job to figure it out. If you can figure it out, subscribe to the channel, Flicking Off on YouTube, like the video, and comment your movie guess. And if you are right, me and Jacob will honor it and send you $100, however the fuck you want. We'll shout you out on the show, and you will get to pick our next episode's flick. So
That's Gonzo. That's Gonzo.
That's Gonzo. Stay tuned. Keep flicking off. We love you. Jacob, you got anything else you want to say before we let these motherfuckers go?
No, go pick up your copy of Dogma. Go get it.
Yeah, I'm
Go
definitely
do it.
want that. I'm going to have to go
Yeah.
pick that up.
Hell
But we
yeah.
love y'all. Peace.
Peace.